We're ready to get going here. So Cahill Forbes, as we said, match official about to get going here at O'Neill Sealy Park.
Okay.
For this Tyrone Football Championship encounter. Final call to you, Paddy. You go either way. Have you a favourite there? Has anyone jumped out at you?
Not really, Paddy. I think this will be a really tight game. Probably on the balance of power, Aireagal are coming in with slight favourites because of the fact they've been scoring so much and defensively so solid. If they reproduce that type of performance, they can get over the line. But don't bet against a Trí Leac team that have lots to play for today. A highly motivated group of players, well organised. I think a very tight game, and I think this game, it could go a point either way.
Matty Donnelly in your shot there. Of course, the knee still heavily strapped. One of two players in this Trí Leac side, of course, who have picked up serious injuries. Michael Gallagher and Matty, the two men. Cahill about to get proceedings underway for the 2023 edition of the Tyrone Senior Football Championship, the Connollys of Moy Senior Football Championship. No team have won it back to back since Carrickmore in 2005. Will it be Aireagal Chiaráin today? First played for in 1904. This is today's edition. The ball's one round the middle of the park already. Donnelly puts it through to Ryan Gray. Options in front of Ryan Gray. It's a probing ball into the corner, trying to get Gardaí away. Trí Leac, of course, in those black armbands today in memory of Jerry Shap Donnelly, a 5-time winner. Aireagal handling the situation pretty eagerly there, and McEnany getting it out on that far side to Peter O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon has limited options but decides to put it out that far side, and Trí Leac move the ball, or Aireagal move the ball up the side, but it's easily intercepted by Daniel Donnelly. Donnelly gets it to full back Peter McGahey, and then moves it out that far side once again. Nice piece of play there from Lee Brennan deep inside his own half still, but usually traversing up the park to get in support of the attack with Rory Brennan laying it out this near side to Shawnee O'Donnell. O'Donnell takes a touch back, and it will go the whole way back then over the halfway line once again. Regrouping quickly there, Paddy.
Yeah, just with the way Aireagal playing here at the moment, just dropping them behind the halfway line, settling the game down, and Trí Leac are just more than happy to do this. They'll prompt and they'll probe, and they'll look for an opening and potentially get a score. A couple of interesting matchup at the start. Simon Gardaí seems to be picked up here by Cormac Quinn, and likewise back in here where Mark Kavanagh has went to centre half forward, picked up by Rory Brennan. So a bit of movement about in positions. Still early days, still sort of finding each other out here at the moment.
Richie Donnelly doing well there. Good turn pass to Stevie O'Donnell, takes the return out that far side. Still work to be done from Donnelly. Takes a touch, two men around him, and Aireagal's number 5 McDonald gets a touch onto it. Challenge comes in from Porrick Trainer as well and goes out that far side. As it went out over the line, no, referee and linesman, umpire and everybody keeping a close watch over in that far corner in front of that pack stand. And remarkably, a pitch in superb condition considering the amount of rain we had here last night as Pomeroy got their hands on the Paddy Cullen Cup and Intermediate Football Championship. An opportunity for Lee Brennan, perhaps within range, certainly on the sideline, and probably try and engineer something here, steadying himself up to put the shot in. It is short, and say to James Gardaí, back out to Brennan on that far side, 20 metres out, but very tight angle. Donnelly and him combining. Brennan from distance, dropping it in, and it's the first wide of the afternoon. Pressure put on him immediately, Paddy.
Yeah, and Lee did pretty well there. He took a return pass, came in the loop, but you have to give it to the Aireagal defenders there, right on his toe. Just forced him to overcut the shot. But a good interesting start. Nice little bit of football in the far corner there. Ball hard won by, and we're setting up for a nice game.
McEnany with a kick out. It's a long one out. This intercepted well round the centre of the park, picked up by Gardaí, and Gardaí drives forward. Nice inside pass. Thought about the return there to Kieran Daly, and Donnelly involved. Back out to the far side. Distance dropping in. And it is the first score of this year's Tyrone Senior Football Championship final. Popped over the bar from James Gardaí. Good score.
Yes, and well done by Niall Donnelly there. Just took the pass, just delayed, waited for the run, laid the ball off to Kieran Daly, who popped it off to was to James Gardaí, put the ball over the bar. Excellent score, and Trí Leac will be delighted with that start. And a case came from a kick out where Dara wasn't able to find his man, and Kieran Daly intercepted it and started off the chance for a score.
The breeze we haven't mentioned, Paddy, it seems to be swirling around a wee bit. I don't know who's really advantage it is at the minute, but looking out to the flags are swirling all around the place there.
It's a bit like last night where it's hard to read where the breeze is going to go, but I think if there's anything here, Trí Leac may have the advantage in the first half.
McEnany, the kick out round the middle again, it's broke down again. Aireagal have to do a bit of defending here. as the ball goes back to O'Donnell. And the county squad, of course, as well recently, and doing well for himself. A couple of young faces there for the Tyrone management to keep an eye on as this game progresses. Nice ball to McGahey, driving forward, being closed down well by Mark Kavanagh. Bit of pressure put on him, back to Gardy. Thought about the shot for a split second, gets it inside to Liam Gray. Liam Gray hits it Gary Owen style up into the air. It's going to go way out that far side. McAnally takes it. Bit of swagger about him as he takes possession of the ball. As we said earlier on, scored that first point of the senior championship this year. A few goalkeepers can claim that, that's for sure. This is with Peter Hart. Back into the centre once again, and Aireagal going to build here from the back with Pádraig Traynor in it out that far side, and Peter O'McCartan taking it away there, the 24-year-old. Back to the veteran there, McCrory. He's no introduction. He likes to go forward too, Paddy, doesn't he?
He does. I'm just interested to see one of those who were Aireagal have done this a few times this year. They're really putting Shawnee down the back foot. Dermot Morrow, who's lined at a cornerback number 4, is now playing right inside as an inside forward here. And obviously the thing is keep Shawnee down defensively, right? Keep him deep. Now, do Trí Leac allow this to happen for the rest of the game, or do they move that around? Shawnee's too good a player to be ending most of his game back in cornerback, where he wants to be attacking, influence and attack and play for Trí Leac.
McCrory doing well there to get the ball into an attacking position once again. Dara Canavan picks it up and lays it out that far side for the goalkeeper. 45 metres out. Thought about the shot for a split second and then puts it back again. There's a real men getting behind the ball. I think everybody's behind the ball. Everybody's almost onside the 45 metre line at this stage, as McAnally goes down that far side once again. The state agent. Nice play to Peter O'McCartan. Plenty of support around him though. Again, nice ball inside. There's still an opportunity. There's plenty of movement around that Aireagal attack unit as well. The defenders in there, 3 or 4 in there. It's a real loose ball. The referee almost gets involved there and Trí Leac break forward here with a chance here with Brennan. Out this left hand side to Kieran Daly. Kieran Daly's playing runners in front of him if he looks up, but decides to go it alone. Still in possession of the ball. Puts it out that far side to Brennan. Brennan thought about the shot once again, gets it back to Daly from distance. It's going to drop in, and that has went over the bar.
Yeah, access score from Kieran Daly. Very good play from the Trí Leac defence, closed up the spaces, forced Aireagal Chiaráin to multiple tackle and took the ball on the break. There was a chance for them to move the ball a bit earlier, possibly for a goal opportunity, but they were patient. There was nothing definitely on. They just worked the ball, and Kieran Daly took a great score of his left foot, and that's really good for Kieran. That'll give him a great lift at the start of this match.
Donna Traynor out there just checking on the fitness of the number 4, Dermot Morrow. He seems to be okay though, and back onto his feet once again. Kick out from Dara McAnally out this near side. Decides to take it short on this occasion, then puts it out this near side. Back to McAnally once again, and McAnally takes possession of the ball. Couple of touches and then drives back out the park once again, and promising so far. He likes to go forward and likes to roll forward. He's done that a couple of times so far. The ball now with McCrory out that far side once again, and a bit of a lucky touch there. Brennan challenging for the ball there with Joe Goose, and the ball has went out over the line on that far side.
I think it's
a free.
Yeah, 45, Paddy.
It went out that far.
Yeah.
And I just wonder what the referee was going to do there. He's hesitant for a moment there. Peter McGinnity and Jody Gormley in conversation there. McGinnity and Gormley need no introduction, of course, to the big occasion, as I said to Jody earlier on in the wee pre-match preview. 45, an opportunity here. Certainly tight enough angle there for Rory Canavan.
Yeah, and even with the angle and maybe kicking into the breeze, it's a big kick here for Rory for his first 45. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go short here. I imagine Aireagal will try and work something.
Jerome having a wee word with them there. Mark Hart and Ian O'Donnell have been around the block, these two. They know what it's like to play on big occasions as well. Rory Canavan stepping up, decides to drop it in, decides to go for it, hasn't got the angle right, and umpires indicate it's the first wide of the afternoon. We've played almost 9 minutes here of the Connollys of Moy Tyrone Senior Football Championship. Joe Maguire, it's a kick out away to the right hand side. decides to go long, tries to find someone down this near side, but it's broke round the middle of the park, and an opportunity here for Joe O'Goose driving forward. O'Goose pulls it out to the right. It's a shot in. It's going to drop in, and it's going to drop over the bar, and that all stemmed from the kick out. Probably not working for him.
Yeah, it just hung in the air for Joe. He tacked the ball really well, followed up his own break, strong run, made himself a few yards, took his balance and put the ball over the bar. Really, you know, what Aireagal are doing, they're repressing. They try to kick here. They're zoning off. They're putting a lot of pressure on. So Joe Maguire's going to have to work extremely hard here to try and pick out one of his own men. Maguire
stepping up once again, hits it out this right hand side. They're still working. Wasn't won cleanly there from a Tyrone point of view, but Tyrone done very well to take possession of the ball. Gets it out to McCartan, and Tyrone go on the defensive again here as Aireagal Chiaráin pick it up on that far side, ball in through the centre. 4 Tyrone men around him. It's like a rugby scrum there. Too long, says the referee, and despite the arguments of some of the of Tommy Canavan there, the skipper of Tyrone, well, that will be a free out.
Yeah, I think Dara went to ground there when he won the ball. He must have got a bit of a knock on the head. He didn't really move, and Cathal Forrest blew him up for overcarrying the ball. It's like to be delighted with the way they started. Even the fact this is the second time they'll be able to do this to an inside forward on the Aireagal team, and they're not really giving them any room or space to make anything off the ball in that middle area.
Absolutely, ball out that far side. Play resumes here after just 10.5 minutes almost, and Tyrone on the offensive here, patient in their build up there with Gallagher. The referee has seen someone further up the park and will give the free further up.
Yes, a free. It's actually a free out there, Paddy.
Free out. He must have seen something there.
Yeah, a slight pull of the jersey off the ball, and now Aireagal have been able to build their own attack. Certainly,
out of our view as we were watching the play develop, but referee up with the play, keeping an eye on things. And Tyrone have to defend here as Ben McDonald drives forward. Nice pass inside, an opportunity here. Canavan lays it back out again, and all of a sudden there's a wee bit more potency about this attack as that long ball comes in, and that one quarters to the right and wide. Very evenly matched side so far, Paddy. Nothing between them really.
Nothing really. And as I said, I think this is the way the nature of this game is going to be. Both teams have a lot of talent and have a lot of really good football ability, and it really will come down to who can even take their chances, you know, in the game, I guess. But it's setting itself up for a lovely county final. County finals don't come along that often, as both managers have said, but certainly 2019 Tyrone won it last, beating the final in 2020. Aireagal won it last year, defending champions. Not an easy task, of course. Carrickmore the last, as we said, in 2005 to do that, but they're certainly much determined to try and better that this year. Canavan, first opportunity perhaps for him to get an angle on goal, but decides to lay it back once again, and all of a sudden we're back to pedestrian pace once again. Certainly not championship pace. There's a long way to go in this one as Dara McAnally picks it up, gets it out to Joe Goose. Point score 10 minutes. Back it comes to McAnally. He might have a go here himself. 64 metres out, and puts the angled pass out to the far side to McCrory. Scored a goal in the championship this year, McCrory. That coming and in the game against Arbo, very one-sided encounter that proved to be, and as Mark Hart pointed out to me, done him no good whatsoever. Back it comes to McAnally, looking for it here through the centre. I thought it was going the whole way back to him there. Now he picks it up 60 odd metres out. Looks to see his options on. It's at times very pedestrian, isn't it, Paddy? It is, and it's quite very. It's really, really tactical. You can see here that Daniel Donnelly has come back from corner forward. He's wearing number 13. He's marking Rory Canavan at corner back. You can see Stevie O'Donnell is marking his cousin Dara Canavan. So there's Dermot Morrow's playing like a full forward where he's bringing Stevie Shawnee O'Donnell up the field. Good bit of defending there for Mark Kavanagh. Gets a final touch onto it, of course, and a real tussle over there. Yeah. Referee Cathal Forbes on top of Mark Kavanagh, of course, in search of back-to-back titles. His father, Eamon, of course, as we said earlier on, he had 5 titles to his name, and he done well there to get in there in the position. But that said, Aireagal had possession of the ball before that, and they coughed it up, so it goes back to Joe Maguire, 28-year-old, won her last year, of course. And
Their campaign in the championship: penalties against Loch McCrory, 1 point against Eden Dork, 5 points against Dungannon. A few people expect them to be in county final day to be here at O'Neill Sealy Park, but here they are, and good value for it so far. Gray lays it back. Touch from Donnelly. Looks up to see his options on. His options are limited because again the Aireagal defence closing ranks, getting everyone back behind the ball. It's very much the way the concept of this game is this afternoon. Back to Brennan on the far side. It's very much everybody retreats behind the ball again.
Yeah,
Paddy.
there's an appreciation of the danger in both forward lines, Paddy, put that way. Both teams are well aware of it.
Ball out that far side to Gallagher, and that one curls in, and that one curls wide again. Mark Hart happy with what he's seen there, showing a bit of encouragement across there.
I would say at this stage, Paddy, you know, it's now just they're trying to get to know each other. It's 15 minutes nearly gone in the game. Both teams are sort of weighing each other up where the threat's coming from, and you can see the tactical game from both sides. Imagine this is the way the game's going to pan itself out. We're not going to have a very high scoring game by the looks of things. Absolutely
not, when you consider that Aireagal have scored 443 in the championship this year. But the big factor, I suppose, that they conceded only 20 points, no goals. That's a massive undertaking for any team. Kieran Quinn, the joiner, takes possession of the ball, and again the crossfield passing a key to this encounter. Thomas Canavan out there far side to Dermot Morrow, and again Aireagal with Peter Hart coming forward, been challenging. Nice ball outside, an opportunity here from distance. That was curled in, and another one goes wide. That's a wide count of 3-2 at this stage.
I think just Tommy Canavan caught on his right foot there. If Tommy had come on the other side, nearly guaranteed being a score. Just the shot didn't come off, but again, it's just come back to the pressure. It's like they're playing there too. They're leaving a right little space in the middle.
Gary digging in there to try and take possession of the ball in his own half, and now he's made good ground down this left hand side, the terrace side here at O'Neill Sealy Park. Thought about the option, then nice pass across that far side to Johnny O'Donnell. O'Donnell drops it, and it drops short into the hands there of McInerney. McInerney's had plenty of touches so far in this game, but there's been no shots on target really at all as the ball's out that far side again to Kieran Quinn. Kieran Quinn tries to go down that side, very, very tight over there, but nice passage of play from his point of view. Dara Canavan, it's all about closing in, tries to get away. The challenge comes in from Donnelly. What a challenge it was to, and the referee allows the play to go on, and Brennan's getting away with it here. Lee Brennan, he's got options, he's got support there from Liam Gray, gives it to Gray, takes the return 45 metres out, steadies himself, and then gets it back again to Gray, the 23-year-old. All the youngsters on this side, out that far side to Johnny O'Donnell, settled well into the task. He's been tracked back now though by Quinn, and then back to Gardy, who started it all down this left hand side. At times it's ponderous, at times it's tedious, but both sides really eking out the simplest of challenges or chances that they're going to be few and far between by the looks of things.
Yeah, and the free kicks are few and far between as well. I don't think we'll have another free kick yet inside the scoring zone. So both those defences and both teams are very disciplined, and they know they're not to give away free kicks because there's prolific free kickers on both sides of the field.
The Tyrone only conceded 2 goals in the championship this year as well, so they are pretty mean-spirited as well. They've conceded 32 points, but still mean-spirited. There's no doubt about that there. Ball to Donnelly. The referee calls it back. There was a challenge off the ball down below us. It will be a free now, certainly from a scoreable range. Brandon, I think it went down there under the challenge.
I think that, to be honest with you, I imagine they're slightly disappointed there. That ball's taken back. So like we're in a really good advanced position for a free kick, and the referee called the free back to beyond the 45 when they'd broken the line and they were away. And so it's by no means a gimme by any stage here. This is a tough kick. This is a good 47 metres out, slightly to the left of the goals. But Lee Brannan's been very good at these kicks so far this season. Absolutely, 13 points he has scored. Interesting spectators in the stand. I see Mark Lauren sitting up watching this one. A strong Aireagal Chiaráin man, and that's a joy of the GA. You can be refereeing a team one night and then out supporting your club the next. Ball in, opportunity is going to drop, and it drops over the bar. Fantastic kick from Lee Brannan. Yeah, and well, that leaves it 3 points to 1. And I suppose you could say despite all the ball they've had, it's very low scoring.
ponderous at times. 19 minutes almost played already. Paddy, was remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is interesting here. Where Trí Leac had an opportunity to press up on the kick. They let Aireagal take the ball, and it's a bit strange that we'll have a chance to force an issue in the middle of the field, but they feel as if maybe defensively they're solid here and they're happy enough to sit back and absorb the Aireagal attack.
I think it's fair to say both defences are very, very confident and very, very assured so far in this contest. Peter McCartan there puts it out this right hand side to Peter O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon again into the centre, and again it's as you were, everyone behind the ball once again. Back out that far side to O'Hanlon.
Yeah, and just seeing here in the middle of the field, you have Dara on the ball, you have Rory on the ball, and they're all 45 metres out.
Goes from distance, and Derek Canavan hits this one wide. The option there perhaps of laying it off once again, but he did just go for the score there. Has he been maybe thinking to himself, somebody's going to have to take this game to the scruff of the neck?
Yeah, and maybe it's just they've been forced at the moment because they're not getting any space inside, but they're coming very deep, and maybe Aireagal's more prolific forwards or further out the field, whereas Trí Leac seem to be a bit more space up front here at the moment.
We could be in for a hefty share here. Ryan Gray, clouds rolling in, but some great tackling in there from both sides. Ball looked to be lifted to the ground. The referee lets it go and lets the play go on, with Peter Hart taking possession and then laying it back again. And all of a sudden there's a wee bit more urgency about both sides as the crowd's starting to lift a wee bit as well. But back it goes to Kavanagh, and he takes a return pass once again out that far side to Kieran Quinn. Quinn going forward, looks up to see his options on. He decides has to come back in himself somewhat once again, and well, it's very, very pensive stuff at times. McAnally makes a run forward and takes possession of the ball over the halfway line to look to see his options around. Decides to continue his run up this right hand side. He releases the ball out the far side then to Peter McCartan and turn into Joe O'Goose. Pointing the board so far for O'Goose. Again back to Canavan. Again back to Lurie Canavan. The two students combining there.
It's going to take something special to get a score here, but looks at things, Paddy. Rory Brennan's planted himself right as a sweeper in front of the arc, which basically means that you're going to have to shot shots from outside.
Well, there's a long range effort coming in now. It's going to drop short. Goal chance for him, or point chance rather, and it hasn't over the bar.
Yeah, and it was going to take something like that. There was no other option, and that was Cormac Quinn coming up from corner back, and he had to have a go at it. The scores are going to be very hard to come by here today, the way things are sitting up. But that was an excellent score from Cormac. And
that's just the second point in the championship this year, but it's an important score, Paddy. Certainly an important score. 3 points to 2. The ball breaks right in the middle of the park, and Aireagal have possession of it here once again. Back inside to Hart. Opportunity here on the right hand side. Kavanagh pushes across and it's over the bar. And it's just pushed over the bar. It was potentially a goal opportunity. The referee is going in to deal with something there on the right hand side. There was a wee bit of afters there perhaps. The ball did come across. We'll see the replay now. Good work from Peter Hart down this right hand side. Lee breaking up now as well. Out to Kavanagh on this right hand side. He tried to punch it over the bar and in turn did, but there was a couple of men come in and a wee bit of pushing and shoving going on. Referee's dealing with it though, and it's a point.
Yeah, and I think he actually was trying to put the ball across the line for a goal opportunity, but it went over the bar. But listen, and that came again off the sort of kick out, not finding one of their own men. Aireagal broke and got an equalising score. So here it's 3-all. Aireagal will be delighted with the last 2 scores.
The referee's in conversation with his linesman on this near side. Obviously contemplating something here. He's looking for somebody. He's on his way out now, Cal Forbes. He had a word down this near side with Shane Meenan. It's Peter Hart he's going to have a talk to. 23 minutes. It's a yellow card. Nothing more, nothing less. And just needs to be a wee bit careful now. Paddy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's an experienced player. He's been around the block a few times and he's got lifted a few yellow cards, so I'm sure he knows how to play that part of the game.
And the ball won down this near side once again. He just needs to be careful of that yellow card. Back it comes to Derek Gallagher. And a flare thrown onto the park, and there was a lot of talk about that over the past couple of days from both clubs. So I'm interested to see there'll be a few problems with that, but play continues up at the other end of the park. Back with Niall Donnelly. Again, promising from a Tyrone point of view. Can they get the pass inside? The pass does come inside to Liam Gray. 3 men around him, 4 men around him, gets the shot away still, but it goes out that far side. Joe Goose there mops it up and clears his lines.
Excellent defensive play from Aireagal Chiaráin. Liam Gray went through the pace on the ball, but just good pressure, didn't foul, stood the man up, and again goes back to the point. There hasn't been a free kick so far from conceded from either of the two teams.
Yeah, inside the 45.
Yeah, really disciplined defence on both sides.
And well, the play continues with Peter Hart. Picked up a card a few moments ago, not worry him too much. Out that far side, Joe Goose takes it forward. The tall Joe Goose in front of his own bench there. He's been challenged, he's been harassed by Shawnee O'Donnell there. Mark Hart not happy with that. You can see from the expression there, it will be a free, and Canavan takes it inside. Gives the return pass, too much for Rory Canavan though. And Tyrone break out down through the centre here once again. Challenge comes in from Donnelly. Takes possession of the ball and then gets it to Shawnee O'Donnell. Shawnee O'Donnell's got company. Decides to go it alone. No. Steadies himself. Gets away. Gets a shot away on the right hand side. And that is an excellent effort. And that is an excellent score.
Brilliant score from Shawnee O'Donnell. You could see the break, the fast break. Tyrone went in numbers. The players got ahead of the ball. Aireagal defenders were chasing back, but they're back to the goals. They were trying to get back to cover the space, and Shawnee had the awareness just to keep his balance, put the ball over the bar, and put Tyrone back at a 1 point lead.
Kick out isn't a great one out there. It's a bit of work for Kavanagh. It will go over the line, will it? Or has it been kept in play?
It's been kept in, yeah.
It has. That's remarkable because it looked like it was going out the whole way there, and still kept in play down below us there. On that far side, good work from Daly Tunney. Tunney inside to Donnelly. And then Donnelly gets the release down this side. The challenge comes in there on Stevie O'Donnell, and will be a free out. And Lee Brennan in there, or James Garrity working with Brennan, and they're really trying to move the ball away with a bit of pace.
You have to be very impressed with the way Tyrone are playing here at the moment. They look very, very composed at the back. They look to have their game in place here at the moment. They're prepared to play in the break, and they're really confident in the fact their defensive system are able to hold their Aireagal forwards.
Gallagher does well, gets the ball to Garrity. The shot comes in.
Score.
It's a tight enough angle on it. And it's over the bar from Garrity.
Yeah.
A wee bit of appealing going on there. The referee's having a word too round the middle. Just look at that one again. It seemed to swerve out wide, but certainly it was stayed in.
I think it was definitely over the bar, and then it moved after beyond the post, but it looked from our angle, Paddy, it looked a good score.
As the late Jackie Martin used to say, check the Irish News tomorrow for that one, but that certainly is over the bar. And a 5-2 advantage, 5-3 advantage for Tyrone. Someone happened in the middle of the park as we were watching the play develop on the far side. There's a player down in the middle there. We'll wait to see what the situation is there with that. But the play is with Aireagal Chiaráin, picked up by Peter Hart. Hart steadies himself and gets away from his marker. Cuts inside again and then has got support of Derek Canavan. Instead gets it to Morrow and then instead comes across this whole way here to Peter O'McCartan. Pointing the board so far in the championship. Thought about there for a split second, but it's very obvious that they want to get the ball to the key scorers in this contest, and there's one of them there, Rory Canavan. 160 scored in the championship, tries to get away from the marker again. A goal will be a massive score in this game today. You can already tell that's the way it's going. Back to Peter Hart, and Hart just takes a easy flowing solo, gets it out to McAnally on the far side. Gets a shot in, McAnally from distance, and hits this one well wide. Paddy.
It's maybe if things opened up for Dara there. He probably was looking to come off the left outside of his left foot and throw it into the breeze, but obviously undercut the ball and the ball went wide.
Brennan doing well in there. The ball up.
Extremely strong football.
Strong football.
Heavily tackled and still able to break the tackles, come out of the ball.
What a talented man this computer software engineer is. Such a hard worker. Dogged determination from him. Daniel Donnelly then gets it to Liam Gray. Gray out this near side to us to Daly Tunney. Tunney and turn into Lee Brennan. Brennan very far away from goal at this stage though. And back it comes here to Liam Gray. 29 minutes almost played. in this first half. Time is flowing. Ryan Gray steadies himself and then tries to engineer something again. Tries to find Gardy. Quinn's in there. Goes to Gardy again. An opportunity here for Gardy. Cutting inside. Tries to get away from the marker. Releases the pass out to the right hand side to Daly Tunney. Blocked down. Still an opportunity. Shot comes in the second net. Turned in by Kieran Daly. He finished it well. The initial shot come across. Gardy done so well. He released the ball out that right hand side. Play ball blocked down from Daly Tunney out to the right hand side. To be fair to Kieran Daly, he found the net, and that's the first goal that Aireagal have conceded this year.
Yeah, well done from Daly Tunney. He looked as if he had lost opportunity. He was on the ground. He picked the ball up, had the awareness to find Kieran Daly. And listen, that's Kieran Daly, a goal and a point in the county final for a young man. What a relief for him to get the score. But this, more importantly, he puts Trí Leac into a nice lead here, going into half time.
Yeah, it's remarkable the work rate they've shown, but that all stemmed from the work rate shown by Donnelly and Brennan in there in the back line, working doggedly hard to get the ball out once again. It's down this near side again. Johnny O'Donnell breaking away from the number 7 there, Peter McCartan. 2 men coming across him. He goes to ground. It will be a scoreable free in this right hand side. And all of a sudden the gap is 1-5 to 3 points. Yeah,
and this is the first free kick inside the 45 and a half so far. It's really put this ball over the bar. It'll be really, really good work. For them a 6 point lead into half time. They must be delighted with the way they're playing. Aireagal will be frustrated the fact that they're not able to get scores, but Trí Leac's defence is so well organised. Their matchups are doing their job, and they have pace in that middle area, which is able to break a pace and they're creating all sorts of trouble here for the Aireagal defence.
Martin Sludden there, the Tyrone chairman who we heard from earlier on, taking his place in the stand. Who will he be presenting the O'Neill Cup to later on this afternoon? At this stage it's very much, at least one hand at this stage, in the hands of Trí Leac, but there's an awful long way to go in this one. Lee Brennan stepping up to hit this one. 14 points in the championship so far this season. He will steady himself as he often does, that trademark wee run. He hits it and it's going to drop short, and does drop short. From a Trí Leac point of view, they'll not be happy with that as the ball comes across this near side to Aidan McCrory. There's work to be done by Aireagal Chiaráin here, Paddy.
Definitely is, and I think they want to get a score here before the half if there's possibility. But Trí Leac look more than comfortable here. As I said, the matchups are going well. Dara Gallagher's picking up Dara Canavan at the moment, and Dara's getting very little opportunity. But just in saying that, he gets the first chance.
Yeah, and it's going to corner. It's not away yet. It's blocked down, and it's cleared eventually there. Again, Richie or Rory Brennan in there. And this is a half-time whistle. One man who won't be happy with the half-time score, Kieran McAleer up there in the Royal Victoria Hospital. His brother Connor, of course, in the squad today. But there's a long way to go, Kieran. Don't panic just yet. There's still a long way to go here for Aireagal Chiaráin, isn't there? But as it stands, it's very much Trí Leac in the driving seat.
It really is up to these players to step up. Aireagal Chiaráin would be disappointed in a lot of their individual performance at the minute, and they really need to step up and grab something very soon.
There's a bit of work going on in behind the goals, so the referee's been delayed. There's a few men there, Paul Turbot and Barney McKinney. They're getting the nets worked on, where they were almost pulled down by Mark Kavanagh and co. And after that challenge game is on to the second half here, and we could see the lights on here as well, because it's got very, very dull, hasn't it, Paddy?
It has.
Very dark. And
just before half time, noticed that, yeah.
A spot of rain maybe coming. High ball in, opportunity here already, but man mopping up a loose ball. Daniel Donnelly gets it back to his goalkeeper Joe Maguire, and turn into Dara Gallagher. Gallagher being tracked back there by Canavan, though, does well. We're just talking off air as well, Paddy, but such quality on show here today, and no doubt Fergal and Brian will be having a look here too today.
Lots of quality on show, two of the best teams in the county, littered with talented players, and I'm sure obviously if you're a county manager you'll be looking at a lot of these players and wishing they were able to commit to the county, because they could definitely add to it. The
rain is on now. You can see the people scurrying, and you can see it in the camera there as well. There's a heavy downpour here last night during the game, the intermediate championship that saw Pomeroy secure the title. And while we're talking about that, congratulations to Fintona, of course, the Tyrone junior champions who progressed in Ulster. And the winners of this game, well, they have a small task here on the 11th against Crossmaglen Rangers. Be a nice one to be coming out of Tyrone as champions. However, for now, there's still football to be played here. Lee Brennan, this effort's dropping in. Keeper comes out for it, gets a hand on to Darragh McAnally, punches it away, does enough to clear his lines, and Peter Hart takes possession of the ball down to the right hand side. Almost a loose pass there from him, uncharacteristic of him, but the The ball is with Aireagal Chiaráin going back up the park, going the right direction for the first time in this contest. Park Thinner lays it back, and it will be Ray Canavan to try and pop this one over the bar. Was we looking there, I think there's only 1 point from a free in this contest.
Yeah, that's right. It was Lee Brandon's free kick from outside the 45 that was sort of that Trí Leac got in the first half.
Absolutely, and Ray Canavan stepping up 45 metres out. Drills this one in, just put too much air on the right hand, on the outside of the boot, and it goes well wide. 6 wides from Aireagal Chiaráin too, Paddy.
Yeah, and all under pressure. That was not an easy kick for Rory. That was it was sort of the way the breeze coming across the field there and trying to catch the ball outside of the foot. The margin for error is quite small, but most of the chances that Aireagal have been getting so far have not been easy.
You'd be contemplating, both teams I'm sure will be contemplating certainly changes. Aireagal will anyway, that's for sure, and they've been warming up a few subs there through the break. The referees having a word down below us here as well.
Yeah, I see Ryan Gray's into the book here for something off the ball. Didn't quite see it, Paddy, so but it looks as if he's going to pick up a yellow card.
And it is a yellow card for the number 12, so he needs to be careful now, of course, as well. Kick out from Joe Maguire away to the left hand side, out and through the middle. Rain starting to come down heavily now here at O'Neill Sealy Park. Tussle for possession over there, no one can get clean hands on it. Again, it's a real challenge there for the attacker to get out with it, but Tommy Canavan done well. The teacher gets it to Dara Canavan, cousin, and it will be a free. And Tommy, of course, his sister, top scorer in the Tyrone Ladies Championship this year. Challenge comes in, it's a high challenge, and there could be trouble here for Ryan Gray.
I think he actually wanted to play the ball there, Paddy.
Yeah.
You know, I think
it's going to be no action taken.
No, I think it's an honest attempt on the ball.
Yeah, when you see it again and the slower motion, you can see that he just went for the ball. He had very little he could do.
He actually got the ball, I think, after he followed into the player. But everybody's good here, but it leaves another free kick from the same position. Now Tommy Canavan looks to be going to hit this one.
Yeah, Tommy, of course, is top scorer for Aireagal Chiaráin this year. Takes it short, gets it out to Peter Hart out this near side. An effort is going to go across the face of goal, and uncharacteristically it goes wide as well. 7 wides for Aireagal Chiaráin in this contest so far. 1-5 to 3 points, 5-point advantage. And if Aireagal Chiaráin are going to do something, they're going to have to do something pretty quick here, because you're going to the third quarter. It's a big quarter, isn't it? You want to be trying to stamp your authority one way or the other here. Yeah,
and those first 2 chances, like I know they were difficult enough free kicks, but you know, to get a point off one of those would have been a good thing for Aireagal. It just prolongs the fact they're not scoring, and it just adds to like whatever Trí Leac are doing, they're doing it well, and they're comfortable playing this for another while.
And we were talking about the tediousness at times and the patient build-ups that both sides had. No surprise that the sides drew 8 points apiece during the All-County League, the Begley Sport All-County League this year, so no real surprise in that either.
Yeah, and the other thing too in this game is the fact that now Aireagal are behind. They're going to have to press out, they're going to have to try and chase this game, which will suit Trí Leac because it would leave spaces in behind, like it's just happened there now.
Ball inside, and as well the danger read there by Cormac Connollys. Had a great season. Make his debut season for Tyrone, of course. Started off very, very well. Picked up an injury too during the campaign, but back to his best now. Aireagal on the offensive. Canavan on that far side. He's been surrounded by men, and to be fair, Joe Goose wasn't expecting that one, but he done well. And then he gets it back out the park here once again. Limited movement in front of him though. Man out this near side is Mark Kavanagh screaming for it down out of shot. Perhaps it will come his direction. And does down this near side. Saw a bit the shot there for a split second. Back into the centre again it goes, and the bright sunshine we had earlier on, certainly a far distant memory as this effort comes in from Quan. Challenge comes in, and great bit of defending there once again by Richie Donnelly. Showing great experience there. I think every more experienced player stepped up in the absence of Matty and Co this year.
And Richie has been particularly strong for all the championship matches so far for Trí Leac, and I think you're right. I think he's assumed a leadership role that Matty maybe is not playing, and they're all making up that extra few percentage that Matty would give in a game like this.
It's nice to see both Matthew and Michael Gallagher named in the programme, of course, today as well. Both long-term injuries sustained by them in the early part of the year. Liam Gray, nice ball down this right hand side to Shonny O'Donnell. Shonny O'Donnell gets himself angled right. He hits this one. It's going to drop over the bar. An excellent score from O'Donnell. It's the second of the afternoon. And it has went over the bar, is it?
Yeah, that's a point, yep.
Good score from Shonny O'Donnell.
Yeah, he stepped inside Peter O'Hanlon there. Peter was disappointed he went to ground quite easily, and Shonny put the ball over the bar. But listen, this is Tyrone onto a 6-point lead here. Played now nearly 7 minutes of the second half and looking really comfortable.
And it is Tyrone who are going to actually blink first in this one. They're going to make a substitution. Somebody may have picked up a knock or something. We'll wait to see. But McAnally coming out with it down that far side. 8 minutes on the clock here in the second half. The stand lights on, illuminating the scene around us, but on the park the big lights still not on. Over almost £300,000 worth of lights here now at O'Neill Sealy Park, and they've been a great boon this year during the championship. Interesting wee move there from O'Goose. Got himself into a bit of motion and then gets the ball back out again. But there's still work to be done by Aireagal Chiaráin, and Peter McCartan coughed that one up, but it has been retrieved and back to McAnally. McAnally down at near side. Mark Kavanagh, ball inside. Can he get a hand onto it? He can. Trainer.
Yeah, and he wins his free kick.
Gets a free kick as well, and he'll be happy with that. But it's okay getting the free, you have to convert them, that's for sure. And it's going to be the number 17, Colm Gardaí. Colm, of course, coming into the fray this afternoon. Incidentally, Colm, son of Joe, of course, spent his early life in Isle of Man. Didn't play much in the way of Gaelic games, but certainly has steadied into this Tyrone side. And he's a cousin of James and Simon, of course, sons of Willie in the squad as well. And our good friend Rita Hannigan, of course, would be their auntie. So good family connection, a good strong connection, of course. Late Colm, of course, fine footballer too.
Yeah, and this is a big call there. Ryan Gray's been playing really well for Tyrone now. I know he picked up a yellow card, and they may have decided to take him out because of the risk of losing him to a second yellow card, and he was playing well. He didn't, I don't know, it seems to be it's a big call from the Tyrone management. It remains to be seen, and hopefully it's the right one for their sake. Well,
in the meantime, Rory Canavan has popped that one over the bar in 9 minutes, the second point of the day from the free. But all of a sudden, there's a wee bit more life about Aireagal Chiaráin coming forward here once again. Tommy Canavan. There's it inside to Dara Canavan. An opportunity here for Dara Canavan. He's closing inside. Thought about the shot, then gets it away, and it flashes in and flashes over the bar. And all of a sudden, it's a different game.
Yeah, and again, Aireagal just put the kick out. Joe Maguire's kick out hung up into there. Three, maybe Tyrone men or Aireagal Chiaráin men in the ball. And they won the chance, and now they're back into a 4-point game, and Aireagal just sort of lifted their game now, and they really are going to press Tyrone as hard as they can from now on. They're going to place them high defensively. They're not going to drop off any longer. They're going to have to go for it here, and I see at the minute. I think
Owen Kelly has been introduced for Dermot Morrow,
and Brian Horish is maybe in as well.
Brian Horish, a goal scorer in the championship so far. He's been introduced for Porrick Tvinner.
Yeah, so they put Brian Horish into inside onto Darren Gallagher. Obviously, that's it to give a bit of an Aireagal target, a presence in there. Try something different.
So 4-point game we have here at O'Neill Sealy Park, and all of a sudden this Aireagal Chiaráin, whatever Mark and Adrian said to him at half time, certainly has worked. Horish gets a first touch of the afternoon, lays it back to Rory Canavan. I think it's maybe a case of intent there when you see Brian Horish driving forward, of course, as well. Ball inside, an opportunity here for McCartan. Blasted wide. 8 wides tells his own story, doesn't it? Yeah, and a little bit of just, Peter Og, a bit more composure there. He probably had more time. He thought he had to go outside of the foot and really flash the ball with goals. Maybe just a point would have been the right option there, just to keep the scoreboard ticking over for Aireagal. Now, this is where Tyrone need to really start winning kickouts. When Aireagal went in this press in the last few matches they played, they've been very effective at turning the opposition kickout, and Tyrone need to win one of these very soon. Kickout is from Maguire, well taken in the middle and blocked down. Was well taken by Richie Donnelly. Yeah, one of the cleanest catches we've seen of the afternoon here. It was, and just something enough play there from Aireagal to slow the game up. Tyrone were away on a fast break, but it seems to be that they will do whatever they can at the minute to try and get themselves back into the match. Only goal of the game, of course, coming on 29 minutes from Kieran Daly. But as it stands, there's just a 4 between them now. Neil Donnelly, the veteran of this side, without doubt, laying it out that far side. And all of a sudden, it's a wee bit of defending for Aireagal Chiaráin, who started this third quarter brightly. A couple of points on the board to close the gap. It's a good run here, though, from O'Donnell. 2 points on the board so far. Good work from O'Donnell. Gives it back to Lee Brennan. He's got support there from Donnelly. Decides to go it on another wee bit, and then in turn gives it back to Richie Donnelly. And Richie Donnelly's effort has took a touch for sure, wherever it goes out on that far side. It's kept and played by Gardaí. He does well, and he loses possession eventually, and Cormac Quinn comes out and gets a free for his trouble. It's certainly a wee bit more life to it.
Yeah, and James won that ball back into the play again. Probably should have been better coming out, looking for another Trí Leac player and set up the attack again. He cut back into the Aireagal defenders, turned the ball over, and given possession off to Aireagal now to see can they build another attack.
Would you be a wee bit more happier now if you're Aireagal contingent, would you?
Oh, you would surely. The fact that even they've got a couple of points after half time and they look more potent at the moment. The few changes they've made here too with those players they've brought in should leave a bit of extra life into the team as well. But they look more energised. They look like a team that's really got they've said at half time, you boys, this game's go away from us unless we start really playing. And
they have started playing, there's no doubt about that. The ball on the far side of Peter O'Hanlon. Takes a touch to see is there options on. The 25-year-old then lays it back, and it was fouled in the process, and it will be a free for Aireagal Chiaráin, and another scoreable free. Mark Hart a wee bit more happy. Certainly him and Adrian have done plenty of good work over the years in various clubs, and they know what it's like to win a championship. McAnally potentially think of a shot here himself, decides to give it inside, goes for the return pass though from Dara Canavan. Canavan jinks away from the marker. Chip of the old block there for sure, drops this one in and drops it over the bar.
Fantastic score from Dara. He's been double marked there. He didn't panic. He took it inside, put it on his left foot and floated the ball over bar. Dara Gallagher was on his toes, but he cut back inside again. There's a second Trí Leac man coming towards him, but it's a sign of class when you can pull off a score like that under that pressure.
Just a set chip of the old block. You've seen that a few times in training over the years, Paddy.
Yeah.
And played, of course, with Peter too yourself, as well as part of the backroom team 20 years ago. Hard to believe, of course. And Norman rolled back the years last night, not to his advantage though. Sean Kavanagh and Colin Kavanagh, of course, part of that Moy side beaten last night. But you'd be disappointed with that, Sean. But so far, from a Aireagal point of view, they'll be certainly buoyed up with this second half performance, coming up to 44 minutes, just over 44 minutes gone.
Yeah, and the game is completely swung to Aireagal here at the moment. They're in control of the match. They seem to be much more composed. Dara McAnally's becoming an extra man out the field, and they look as if they really are starting to play as that we were sort of expected from Aireagal Chiaráin at the start. Trí Leac seem to be dropping very deep now to try and not concede another score. This will be Aireagal's third point on the row if he can get one, a fourth in a row.
Absolutely, and just talking there, McAnally, of course, we did say he did score the first point in the championship this year. No goalkeeper has scored from play in a county final in the Tyrone championship, so there you got to be something maybe for the estate agent to try and maybe engineer here if it goes out them down this near side. He steadied himself for a shot there, but no, gets it out instead to Peter Hart. Still there lending support though, and he certainly added to the attack, that's for sure. Lovely piece of play. Shot comes on from Quinn. Can't get that shot away, and it flashes across the face of the goal and over the bar it goes, but it was an opportunity for a goal.
Yeah, and now we're back to a 2-point game. Cormac Quinn did really well, cut it inside, had a good shot. Joe McGuire did quite well. I think he didn't hit the ball, didn't really catch the ball particularly well, but had the awareness just to take the point. It's now scoring the board. Down we're starting into the fourth quarter, Paddy, and we have a 2-point game. This is what we expected in the county final.
Well, that's a wee bit more life to it, a wee bit more energy. The rain certainly has made life a wee bit more difficult for sides as well. It's a bit slippy out there now, and Aireagal Chiaráin are using that to their advantage. Jody Gormley.
I also think too that
the ball back. Going ahead, Paddy.
I just also think that moment of taking Ryan Gray out of the game, Trí Leac were 6 points up and very control. He's taken out of the match, been playing well. I know there may be reasons for it, but since that there, Aireagal have sort of taken a centre middle of the field because Ryan is playing well in that area.
4 points in a row.
Yep.
As well, tells its own story. Ball out that far side. Work to be done for Daly Tunney. Trí Leac certainly have went out of it a wee bit, you'd have to say. Back it goes to Stevie O'Donnell. Stevie O'Donnell, nice pass inside to Gardaí from distance. Squeeze it wide. 3 wides. And certainly there's a wee bit more worry, you would say, about the Trillic bench at this stage. Certainly, as McAnally steps up to hit this one. Trillic or Aireagal may have conceded their first goal of the campaign, but they've resolved themselves to get back into it. They find themselves 1-5 to 3 down. They're 1-6 to 7 down now, and there's still plenty of football to be played as they come out with it here once again. Challenge comes on, a hefty challenge on Rory Canavan. Oh, and a bit of afters there as well, and a couple of players getting involved there. Neil Donnelly, the peacemaker there, wanting the players to spread out and calm down since the referee. There's the challenge there. Come across, and really it was a hefty enough challenge there in Rory Canavan from Liam Gray, and that was the afters, I think, where the referee's going to take some action. And as he gives the yellow card to Gray, didn't see where he actually pointed at that there.
Yeah, Liam Gray got a yellow card.
Gray,
yeah. And I think there's no complaints. Liam sort of left the high tackle in, but Cormac Quinn's going to get a yellow card here for retaliation coming in. And that just leaves Cormac in a precarious position going down the line as well. You know, he's playing the position he's in and marking one of the dangerous forwards in the Trillic team.
Absolutely. Gives an opportunity to say hello to a couple of people watching today. As we said earlier on, young Kieran McAleer, Sarah O'Kane, of course, from UTV. She's keeping a close watch in this one. Rita Hannigan, and of course Sarah McCann, who's also in hospital at the moment. Best wishes to her. Floodlights on. See how bright it became there all of a sudden. That's what the TV or the monitor was going to blow up in front of us there. Got that bright, but there you go. But certainly adds a wee bit to the occasion, doesn't it, Paddy? To be able to do that.
Absolutely.
An evening like this, the rain starting to come down the ball inside. An opportunity here for Joe Goose. Steady himself, gets his shot in, but well blocked down there by Richie Donnelly, or Liam Richie Donnelly, I think it was. Yeah. Different from our angle for we are, but all of a sudden, as Donnelly picks it up once again, tries to engineer. Somebody gives the ball away, coughs it up, but almost coughs it up, but good recovery from Gilly Tunney. Gardy in there, and all of a sudden there's a wee bit more as Gardy takes it away. Niall Donnelly driving forward, limited options in front of him though. Gets it to the score, Lee Brennan jinks inside, jinks away from the marker. Instead of going for the shot, gives it to Gardy, takes the return pass again. Brennan pulls himself away out to the right hand side and has to sort of come back on himself to try and get into a better scoring position. He has support there from Peter McGahey, and turn lays it back then to Liam Gray. Liam Gray, all of a sudden, that wee burst of energy has been zapped out of the game by a good defence. Comes to Richie Donnelly, and that is a score that Richie Donnelly and certainly the Reds of Trillic needed.
They really needed that score. They've been quiet for a while, but what a monster score from Richie Donnelly. And there was an opportunity before that where Trillic had, if they had moved the ball a bit quicker, they could have got in behind the Aireagal defence, but they'll be delighted to get a score because it's been quiet, and it just puts them back out into that goal, that bit of safety. You have a goal that keeps that gap that Aireagal have to try and pay him back.
Aidan McCrory, on one of his trademark runs, they'll score a goal against Arboe in the 18-point victory in the championship semi-final. But decides to go back on himself this time for a change, Paddy. Decided not to continue the run.
Yeah.
Again, Canavan well blocked down once again. Some super defending there, and all of a sudden it's Trillic coming out with it again. Lee Brennan.
And it's been a mark of the Trillic game actually, how many blocks they put on the Aireagal forwards today. That must be 5 or 6 really good blocks from Trillic.
Some great defence, some great work. Back to Daniel Donnelly, pointing the board this year for the student. He lays it back. Johnny O'Donnell, great performance from him so far. Drives forward, Johnny O'Donnell. Ball across this right hand side. Thought about the shot, comes back out again to Kieran Dilly, the goal scorer. He puts it over the bar. Intelligent play.
Excellent, that's 1-2 for Kieran Daly. He's having an absolute blinder for a young man today. Shawnee O'Donnell did really, really well. Just waited to an Aireagal Kieran defender. Yeah, and score. And Aireagal Trillic now look as if they're back in the ascendancy.
Yeah, back to a 4-point game again here in the Connollys of Moy Tyrone Senior Football Championship. And but a work to be done for Aireagal Kieran once again, who closed the gap. Peter O'McCartan out that far side. 3 men around him, gets the pass inside. The referee has called it back for a free though.
Yeah, I think it's a free to Derek Cannon. He cut inside there. He was under a lot of pressure. Yep, good position for an Aireagal point here. I don't think Trillic can really complain about that. And listen, they'll be okay to concede a point from that.
There's a booking for Derek Gallagher too, potentially, from Cahill Forbes. He's handled the game well.
Yeah, he has done really well. He's let the game go as well as he can, but if there is a free, he's calling it, and I think players are happy enough for that.
Yeah, and there's been, to be fair, there hasn't been a bad challenge in this encounter. It's been played in good spirit, good hard football. But Keller has to be a bit careful there now. So too, number 9, Liam Gray. And of course, Ryan Gray had been booked. But a free now, tight angle. As it went in, over the bar, indeed it has. Tommy Canavan. It just keeps them in touch.
It does, you know. Still back to the 1 point, or the goal game. And so, like, this game has really opened up, Harry, since half time. It's a much better game of football, much more would be expected.
23 minutes on the clock in the second half, 52 in total. And real tussle for possession over on that far side. And the referee says he overcarried the ball. Peter Hart wants to get the ball moving quickly. There's a wee bit more urgency about Aireagal Chiaráin, that's for sure.
And both teams, I like to think that bit of a time where Aireagal got on top of Spark to look into more action as well.
It's been good football, as you'd expect, on that highest level. The championship, it certainly never fails to deliver, that's for sure. That's why people love this knockout championship, as it is. And as Mark Hart said in the programme, it should be preserved. He'll not be happy with that himself, though, as the ball goes to Lee Brown on the far side. Foul comes in, and the free kick will be taken.
As uncharacteristic by Rory to overcook that pass to Peter Hart and gives Trí Leac possession back, and it looks as if Aireagal are going to make another change here, Paddy.
Yeah, it's Oren Robinson coming in for Peter O'Hanlon. So, familiar names being drafted in here. Men who have big performances in the championship this year, big performances in the championship last year, of course, as well.
Yeah, and as the managers have to roll the dice at this stage with 10 minutes to go or less, but I suppose including probably injury time. So that they know that they're 3 down, they have to try something different, and if it means if a player on the bench can get them a score or two, they'll try anything. 3-point game. Lee Brennan picks it up on the far side. Just scored the 1 point today, but his contribution has been immense. So too that man there, Niall Donnelly. Niall Donnelly's had an immense game here, centre forward. He's been so busy linking the play, doing everything right, keeping possession of the ball, just letting other players play.
Oh, nice piece of soccer skill there from Liam Gray, and certainly done well. Back to Richie Donnelly, and you can just see a bit of frustration coming into the Aireagal play there. Ball inside from Donnelly, back out it comes then to Shawnee O'Donnell. Been so good today as well, Shawnee O'Donnell. Draws the man out once again and then lays it back into better position perhaps for Richie Donnelly to have a go here from distance. Again, it's going to, this time, going to drop short. It's the third one that they've dropped short in this contest, and an opportunity here for Aireagal Chiaráin to build from the back here. Mark Kavanagh. Superb footballer, cultured left foot, of course he had. Nice ball inside, but again the defence equal to the challenge. Good bit of play there from McGahey, and McGahey gets it out then to Shawnee O'Donnell. Been very impressed with the 20-year-old today. We'll come back then in a moment as Gardy drives forward through the centre, moves himself out this near side and steadies himself into a better position and wants to get the players regrouped once again. 5 minutes of normal time remaining, a goal between them. The reigning champions, the curse of the reigning champions. Could it be a case once again? No team has done it since 2005. That was a good Carrickmore side. Certainly gone to the days of the big 3 in a row, that's for sure. Going back to Arbroath in 1973, of course. 50 years ago. Ball out through the centre. There's still work to be done though, and that release pass isn't a good one. And the Aireagal defence close in, Quinn in there as well, and the referee says that Richie Donnelly's touched the ball on the ground. Jody Gorn may not be happy with that. They're going to make a change here as well. It looks to be Rory Kelly about to be drafted in. Jody Peter McGinnity there, of course, the Rosley man. McInerney picks it up down this left hand side. The rain sweeping in once again.
Yeah, Aireagal, a bit of Aireagal presence now. They've both Brian Horsch and got Owen Robinson inside. Like, you know, if
big ball in.
It looked as if they're going to try something that they did try one moment ago. There was it taken out, but
McInerney steadies himself. It's all about the shot for a split second. Gets it out this near side to Robinson. Robinson has support. Gets the shot on again. Dara Donnelly under the block, but illegally, says the referee, it will be a free. in for Aireagal Chiaráin. They want to take it quickly. It's blocked down and the play continues, and with no standing ceremony there. They see the clock, they know time's against them, that's for sure, Paddy, and all that hard work. They would have been better maybe steadying themselves down and getting the score.
Yeah, I think so. There's a point there for the taking. Really, there's a lot of Tyrone men behind the ball. I don't know what the goal was possible. Take the point, press the next kick out, get possession of the ball again, but now they've Tyrone have turned the ball over, and they're now able to take a bit of time off the clock.
Well, Damien Kelly about to be drafted in here as well. Damien, a member of the side that won the title in 2019, and of course many of those players lost the crown the following year. That course again of the back-to-back champions that beaten by Dungannon in a remarkable penalty shootout during COVID, and the board still up over there. Number 20 coming in is Damien Kelly, coming in for Daly Tunney, who's worked hard. Young Daly Tunney, a 22-year-old, he's done well.
He has. He's a good solid game, has done things right. He set up the goal there in the first half, been really getting up the pitch and contributing to the score on the board as well from the assist. And I think you see something off the ball here too.
Someone went off the ball. We were watching the kick out coming from the left hand side. The referee is going to issue a card here, that's for sure. Lauren Robinson picks that one up.
And this sort of thing is really setting Trí Leac at the minute. We're heading now towards the end of the match. Time slowed down, the game's becoming disjointed. Trí Leac could be delighted with this at the moment. It doesn't suit Aireagal Chiaráin at all. They really want this game to flow. They want to get back in and try and get another score. But it's difficult for them.
Mickey McCann's been introduced for Mark Kavanagh. Kavanagh had a horrendous year with injuries last year, but he's back up and he's way off, and he will be replaced by Michael McCann. Mouthful of water taken on board by Stevie O'Donnell. Steady performance from the 28-year-old this afternoon, that's for sure, as he roves his way back in, and free kick just on the middle of the park, dropped out this right hand side. There's work still to be done with. It's a loose one though. An opportunity here for Kieran Daly. What an afternoon he's had. It's all about the shot there for a split second. Gets it out to Donnelly. Back to Lee Brennan, and Lee Brennan then steadies himself down. Matty Donnelly keeping a close watch on the right hand side. That leg brace still in place for him. Lee Brennan doing well, tries to get it back inside there, but it's easily intercepted there by Owen Kelly. And an opportunity here for the champions. Hart goes to ground, and will be a booking. The referee will take a note, perhaps. He has issued the yellow card, and the play continues down this sitting near side. Time certainly against Aireagal Chiaráin. Back to Ray Canavan. A goal would level things, of course. 1-8 to 8 points it is. Back out the far side to Cormac Quinn. He had an opportunity a few moments ago for a goal, of course, you will recall as well. Peter Hart takes possession of the ball, closed down by Shawnee O'Donnell. Still work to be done from Peter Hart. Goes for the shot himself and puts it over the bar. Yeah. Intelligent play.
Yeah, it's the best option at that stage, and that's why they'll rue those chances they didn't take a few moments ago. That a free kick would have been bringing the game back to the point now. So it's gonna, listen, I would imagine Paddy haven't put the time up here, but it would be looking at 4 or 5 minutes at least of added time.
I'm going to keep an eye there on that far side.
Still plenty to play for.
The board's about to come out now.
Here we go.
And we'll see now. 4 minutes of additional time, and we're just into it now.
This is where everything becomes so valuable. Every kick out, every tackle, every block, everything can be done. Every foul you can put on can change, can be the win and losing this game.
Well, the referee, Liam Gray's lying down, prostrate on the ground behind him. The referee stops the play. He's going to actually play on there. Donna going to be drafted on as well. I think she's going to give a few instructions. There's a man down injured from an Aireagal point of view as well.
It looks like there's a blood sub here. Liam looks to be opened, and they're calling for a blood sub.
To see what happens. McInerney's made a bit of ground up this near side as well. Let's see what they are contemplating. There's no movement on the bench just yet. Well, they are now. There is now, is there?
Would they bring Ryan back in again?
Potentially. Supporters, plenty of tension in that stand over there, that's for sure. Big crowd watching the Connollys of Moy Tyrone Senior Football Championship. Both sets of supporters, the young red supporters away to our right hand side, hoping against hope that they say can hold on. Aireagal supporters, where the Aireagal players are shooting into, they're steadying themselves for a dramatic finish. Matty Donnelly, water bottle in hand, barking out instructions as he's been all year when we played here in Omagh. He's been down this near side. He's passionate, there's no doubt about that. It would mean a lot to him. It would mean a lot to the Trí Leac club in a year, of course, that saw the sad passing of Jerry Shep Donnelly. McAnally picks it up. We're in the injury time. McAnally driving forward down this near side. A point to be a massive score to bring it potentially to extra time, and drives things, give them an opportunity to bring it to extra time and an equalising point. McAnally will go for the shot, drives it in out that far side. It's kept in play, just went wide. And times against them here, Paddy.
Yeah, and that shot from Dara just wasn't really what they were looking for. They were probably looking something to float towards the back post, but it was way too far gone to give any chance of getting a score from it. And again, you think to yourself, there's still time. A point would have been grand. Walk a score there. You still another kick out to contest.
Well, at this stage, if you said at half time, there was one hand in the trophy. Certainly, there's a bit of better grip on it now from a Trí Leac point of view to won a 9th title. Their last, of course, coming in 2019. They're in the driving seat, 1-8 to 9 points, but there's still time. But it's not the right direction from a Aireagal Chiaráin point of view. Pass out that far side. There's work still to be done. The substitute there getting a touch of the ball, Damien Kelly. Pass still with Kelly out that far side. He's trying to get away from the marker. Referee's on top of that one, keeping a close watch. It's a bit like rugby there. It will be a free. The referee just wanting to slow things down, want to calm things down. He's going to have a word there with Damien Kelly, and he could be another man going into the referee. No, it's a black card.
It's a black card, so they're down. There's only 1 minute left here, and Aireagal Chiaráin need a goal.
Aireagal Chiaráin need a goal to win this one. It's all hands. They need to put the ball. Mears Power required, and there it goes. That's where it has to go, and hope for the best. There's plenty of big men out there. They're slowly making their way towards that edge of the square up there. Peter Hart takes a touch. He'll be well aware. There's 30 seconds left. Dara Canavan, ball inside. Shot opportunity for Peter McCartan. Shot comes in from the right hand side, and it has went over the bar.
Yeah.
And it's a 1 point game. Is there time, Paddy?
There is time, because they're going to play at least one more kick out here, and if Aireagal could win this kick out, which they've been doing really well a lot of the part of the match, they could get one more chance to bring this game to extra time.
It's all a case now of edge of seat stuff here. Yeah. We're into additional time
for both teams.
Almost.
For both teams, this kick out is so crucial. Cahill Farms will allow one more play. Kick
out. We're all eyes on the referee from Arbo. Ball breaks in the middle of the park. Aireagal Chiaráin have it once again. The ball's picked up by Peter McCartan. McCartan through. Return pass will be taken to Peter Hart. Out this near side it comes to Oren Robinson, and Robinson's dropping it in, and Robinson has dropped it over the bar. And it will, by the looks of things, be extra time, Paddy.
Yeah, that was the key crucial kick out. That one had to be won by both teams. The fact that Aireagal won it, it broke right very favorably for Aireagal Chiaráin. A lovely ball inside. Dara played the ball off. Peter Hart, Owen Robinson. Here, what a score. What a score under some sort of pressure. Just come off the bench. He's after receiving a yellow card, and he sticks over the equalising point. Will the referee play one more?
Only the second time. The sides have been level. We have played 65 minutes of the Connollys and Tyrone Senior Football Championship final. The referee looks to be calling for the ball, is he?
Yeah.
No, he's holding things back there. Seems to be something to do with the blood sub, perhaps. He'll let the play go.
Yes.
We'll wait to see what he does. He's letting the play go. There's an opportunity here still for the men in red and white. They've driven this whole afternoon towards the finish line, but just when they're about to cross it, Warren Robinson steps up to pop that one over the bar. Is their final opportunity? Donnelly on the far side. He lays it back to Brennan. Brennan, the captain of Fornia, to Donnelly. And it is extra time. Paddy, this has been a remarkable contest. Cahill Ford's about to get the game underway again, the first period of extra time. And just in case anybody's wondering, Matty Donnelly is wearing shoes. He walked across there, but as you've seen in the camera, it looked like he was wearing no shoes, but he is. He's wearing boots of sorts. But anyway, game's back on again. Matty, I'm sure, we're all about in the middle of the field digging it out for the Trí Leacs, St McCartans. But as it stands, his side have one hand in the trophy, at least one hand in the trophy, but now they're battling now to try and win this game. Horish takes possession of the ball out that far side, and still it's a case of Trí charging or defending as Trí charge up, or Aireagal charge up the park, because that's where they finished off the half, shooting into the scoreboard end. And just it's back to that patient build-up. There's a bit of energy certainly just in that final 10 minutes, that's for sure. Much improved second half when you looked at the first, but I have to say great credit to Aireagal Chiaráin, showing all the resilience to come back into this game. And 1-8 to 11 points it is into extra time of the Connollys of Moy senior football final. And you wouldn't want to have it any other way, would you? Pam always says you want to be at Connollys of Moy. I think you want to be at O'Neill Sealy Park this evening, Paddy, that's for sure, because it's proven to be a hugely entertaining contest.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and the crowd are really enjoying it here. The big crowd in here tonight as well, down under the lights of Omagh on a championship final night. You couldn't ask for much better. I just see there Ryan Gray's back in the game here. Trí Leac has come on now. He's back into the team, which is good for him. It'll be good to see, can he get back into the rhythm he was there when he was replaced earlier on.
Played certainly well in the game. Obviously got the yellow card, and Jody and Peter McGinley opted to make the change then, but he's back in. Peter McGinley, of course, no introduction required for him when it comes to Gaelic games, and it was a shoe-in, said Jody Gormley, when he decided to bring him into the backroom team. He knew him from schools football and knew he was available. So like on the offensive now on that far side, the number 18 there is Michael McCann come on in the second half. Back to Tommy Canavan, and plenty of tight marking good in there. Donnelly keeping a close watch on Rory Canavan. McAnally out this near side, not the sweetest of passes, but it does make its way out to Owen Kelly. The county champions, of course, comfortable victory last year, 2-11 to 112 it finished for them against Carrickmore. Again, not a classic, but certainly a good battle and performance from them. O'Goose whole way back then to Owen Kelly. Owen Kelly takes a couple of touches, looks around, and trades it back again. McAnally will be the out down the near side, 45 metres out from goal. There's a pass into the corner for Joe Goose. Socks up to the knees. Back it comes to Robinson, the point scorer, to take the game to extra time to McAnally. Ponderous perhaps, Paddy, you could say.
Yeah, it reminds you of the first minute of the first half when Trí Leac just sat deep and just invaded Aireagal onto them, and they decided now to close this thing up nice and tight. Maybe playing maybe Aireagal might be playing with a slight advantage with the breeziness here period as well, so maybe Trí Leac have just decided, let's keep this thing tight, get back to what we did early in the game.
Kieran Quinn from the right hand side drops it in, and Kieran Quinn drops it over the bar.
Excellent score.
Excellent point, and psychologically it's a big score.
It is, because Trí Leac really were sitting back defending there, and he still got inside and scored a point. So for Aireagal, good score. Trí Leac disappointing.
3 minutes played. I know a certain young Kieran McAleer will be certainly pleased to see that one. His side salvaged the draw, and now they find themselves in the lead. But Trí Leac on the offensive here right away, with Richie Donnelly down this right hand side, heading towards the Cortrin Road end of the ground. Steadies himself for the shot, drops it in. As the sweetest score as you'll get anywhere today. Richie Donnelly levels it again. Fantastic
reply from Richie Donnelly. Quick kick out, found the player out on the side of the field. Good ball up the line. Richie Donnelly took his man on. An excellent score. And again, we're back to tit for tat. That's the way this game looks is going to be played out.
Remarkably, only 3 times the sides have been level in this contest. Horish back it goes there to McAnally. Takes a touch to look up to see his options on, and then onto the lights of Omagh, lays it back once again. McAnally takes possession of the ball. Looks to see is there movement in front of him. There is, just down this near side. Who else? Only Rory Canavan. Rory and Dara, the 2 key scores, of course, over the last couple of years for the Aireagal side. Tommy Canavan top scored this year so far though, and of course there's no one going to catch Paul Donaghy, the Dungannon man. 121 he has scored in search of the Patsy Forbes Cup top scorer award in the past. 13 points won it. Those days are gone. Certainly all about getting big scores now on the board. Out this near side to Michael McCann. There's an Aireagal man receiving treatment way over on the far side.
Yes,
the play continues.
Yeah, another thing you'll see is players starting to cramp up here. This happens in the extra time these games, that players have such a massive effort out there. It's quite a heavy pitch, it's so intense, and sometimes it'll be down to just who's got the legs to stick this thing out until the end.
I noticed last night Pomeroy, despite the fact that the surface was really, really difficult and really, really heavy last night, Pomeroy didn't have any issues at all when it come to anything like that at all, cramp or anything, and that's not asked down, says manager Declan McCallan, to Aaron Grugan. Strength and conditioning work during the year certainly played dividends. It's all about the fittest this evening. Goose down the right hand side, the ball flashed across the face, a goal turned away, and again good bit of defending in there. The man in there taking the ball was Ryan Gray.
Yeah,
good work from Ryan Gray.
Really
the
well.
Pass came across, and Ryan Gray done well.
Did really well. Sean O'Donnell tracked Joe Goose down the line, wouldn't let Joe Goose cut inside for the score, forced him to put the ball across the square, and Ryan Gray commanded it well.
Great run.
And Tyrone on the attack, and Sean O'Donnell is linking the forward play.
Great run from Donnelly. Lots of work still to be done by both sides to nail Donnelly. No sign of cramp with him, that's for sure.
He's having a super
There's
game.
A great performance from him today. Back to daylight. Another man with a great performance, Gardy, out this right hand side. Picked up by Richie Donnelly. Richie Donnelly slows it down, steadying himself. Referee having a word there with Neil Donnelly. Someone maybe was done as Daniel Donnelly picks it up on that far side again. One of the younger players in this Trí Leac side at only 21 years of age. Back to Lee Brennan. Back again from Donnelly to Brennan. And O'Donnell's out there mopping up the ball, taking possession, getting inside. Back it comes to Brennan. Brennan's got Donnelly for company. Decides to go it alone. No. Ray Brennan cuts inside. Back to Donnelly. Steadying himself for the shot. And that is a superb score from Richie Donnelly. Teed up by Brennan. Fine finish.
A fantastic score. More or less in the same position as the last one. Cut onto his favoured right foot. Just put the ball in, carried in on the breeze. An excellent score. And just put Trí Leac's nose in front here.
Response key from a Trí Leac point, from a Aireagal point of view, as Goose picks it up on that far side once again. Jinks away from three men and is called back. And the man over there nearly fell. I'm sure you may have seen that on camera. That's one for the bloopers reel for later on in the year. The boys hope that kept there somewhere. That'll certainly be £250 somewhere for, what do you call it? That show used to be on. Bloopers. Brilliant. Class stuff. It's all about winning this game, though.
And that's long before my day, Paddy.
Well, Paddy, you admit that. I'm saying nothing. On the far side is Trí Leac taking possession of the ball. Gardy. Quiet in the second half. Not so quiet now. Plus that one over the bar opens the gap to 2 points. Good score.
Brilliant score. Absolutely brilliant score from GCI. But the ball inside from Richie Donnelly was absolutely pinch perfect. Gardy made the run out to the wing. Lateral run. Richie picks him out of the point. James Gardy does really well and gets a score. I'm starting to notice some players here. I noticed there Tommy Canavan's back there. He's really struggling here. He's sitting back on the 45 at the moment, and he looks to be really cramping up badly. I'm sure.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I was just also saying that Richie Donnelly's obviously come into his own, certainly in extra time, but he come into his own in the second half as well. Some of his passes today have been absolutely sublime, accurate and deadly, and then he's getting a couple of points on the board as well. 3 points he has scored as well, so certainly entertaining stuff from the County Champions. Challenge comes in from Dara Gallagher. Picked up a yellow card in the normal game, I suppose you could say. The referee's having a word anyway, that's for sure. He wants to trying to stretch out there on Canavan. And you were spot on. Peter O'Hanlon coming in there to replace Tommy Canavan.
Yeah, Tommy just went down a couple of times. I noticed him struggling with the cramp, and I see a few other players. Dara Gallagher was there, was trying to stretch out against one of the players too.
Yeah, against Dara.
It's a nature of what these boys have put themselves through for this last, what is it, an hour and 20 minutes, where the pace of the game, the conditions, the intensity, the nervous energy that you're putting before the game.
Paddy, you've coached teams at the highest level to All Ireland titles. Is it about the work you do in January and February that gets you over the line here?
It is, but even the fact of just the day itself takes an awful lot out of a player. You know, the nervous energy, even the build up to the game, making sure you've done everything right. But like, you can't. There's some things like just that cramp is a physiological issue. And
with the free like that as well, is something you can't really account for either.
No, and that's not something you expect of Rory.
And 18 coming in there is Dara McQuaid, coming in to replace Niall Donnelly. What a performance from Niall Donnelly today.
It's absolutely outstanding. And Niall Donnelly's had a great game and has worked really hard for the team. And
1 minute of additional time as well, Paddy. It's finally poised, 2 points between them, but there's a massive half of football still to be played here, and it's not, this half's not over yet, but it's well cut out there by Dara Gallagher, and Gallagher moves the ball out that far side to Kieran Daly. What a performance he's had this afternoon, the 20-year-old Richie Donnelly, a veteran on this side now, of course. Back it goes to Gray, and again Trí Leac driving, trying to get in the scoreboard again. They had indeed control of this game for long periods. Aireagal Chiaráin showed great resilience to get back into it, and that Robinson point will long be remembered in the Aireagal part of the world, that's for sure. Back it comes to the substitute there, Kelly to Brennan, out this right hand side to Dilly inside to Brennan. Opportunity for Brennan, can't get away from the marker, gets the shot away and does put it in. And has he put it over the bar?
No, it flashed wide on the far side there.
Umpires looked long and hard at that one for a couple of seconds anyway, but it has went wide. But the opportunity was there potentially for even a goal.
Yeah, it does. He did really well. Actually, Rory Brennan gave the ball, went a couple of times, and you could see maybe Rory Brennan's one of these players could be very instrumental towards the end of this match. He's been playing most of the match as a sweeper, sitting back, holding the middle, so he would have energy, he'd have legs maybe that he hasn't used so far, and he could be a big player for Trí Leac, and it comes to driving forward.
Absolutely. Matty Donnelly and Michael Gallagher, the two men with the knee braces or the heavy leg braces on. The referee having a word, just checking things to get positioning right. And there was an Aireagal man in the wrong side of the park. I think that's what the option or the problem was. And now we're back to 15 aside, ready for action. Game on. 10 minutes of high adrenaline football. Joe Goose driving forward here. A goal will be a massive score in this one. An opportunity here perhaps. The shot comes in from a Goose and goes wide. And a wee bit of frustration there showing on Peter McGahy from O'Goose, and the referee telling him just to calm down. Of course, Aireagal Chiaráin ladies involved in the Ulster Club Championship next week, and I'm sure they're all here today. Maria Canavan, of course, sister of Tommy, top scorer last week with 3 goals and 8 points as well, so certainly there's plenty of buzz about the Canavan household. But at this stage, it's the Trí Leac households who could be celebrating a famous O'Neill Cup victory, but there's a long way still to go. 10 minutes of high action football. Dara McQuaid picks it up and then lays it back then to O'Donnell. Great performance from O'Donnell today, Paddy. Oh,
he's been fantastic. Seanie's been brilliant. His ability to get onto the ball, to make the right decisions, to put pace into the play when required, just take the sting out of it. He's been a Rolls Royce performance from Seanie, but he'll not be happy unless he wins the match. He doesn't really care how well he plays as long as the team win.
McGahy and say his own half, barking out instructions there. There's a man who's had a superb performance, Rory Brennan, captain, who'd love to get his hands on the O'Neill Cup, continues to run out that far side. 3 men coming across, McCrory one of them, back out that far side. There's options here. Shot comes in, tight angle, and it's curled in, it's curled over the bar. A fine effort from Ryan Gray, his first of the afternoon, back in the park again, and he celebrates with that one. That leaves it now a very, I won't not say comfortable, certainly a very manageable 3-point lead.
Yeah, and it came from Rory Brennan bursting up the field. Immense pace from Rory Brennan. And let's go back to the point where he's probably one of the fresher players here at the moment. He did a great job that time, took the ball right into the scoring zone, and then the ball's released back to Ryan Gray, puts the ball over the bar. And that's big for Ryan, who's taken off early in the game, comes back on, makes a statement, scores a point, and puts to like 3 points ahead.
And we're not saying, by the way, that Rory Brennan done that, but he worked very, very hard in this game. He has a different role to play. Certainly done it well. Horish takes possession of the ball, lays it back once again, and ball back out once again into the middle of the park, and Trí Leac are going to get men behind the ball. It's going to be a tense finish this one, that's for sure. 3 points between the sides, and the possession robbed around the middle of the park, and an opportunity here for the Reds of Trí Leac to get the ball up the park. Gray thought about the shot there for a split second. He saw his goalkeeper McAnally off the line. It will be a free, and if they calm things down here, they could work another score into this one. Referee, a wee bit of afters there. There's going to be a change. And it's an Aireagal Chiaráin substitution, incidentally. And it is Pádraig McGurr coming in for Derek Canavan, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like Peter Hart's having to leave the pitch here. Peter's they're calling for a change here as well. So it's a big blow to Aireagal, the stage of the match. Petey looks like he's injured in some way.
Well, Derek Canavan, obviously, that's a massive change.
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
I think he is way off limping there. So, obviously, he's picked up some sort of knock. He certainly gave it all there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the free kick taken down this near side. Trí Leac on the offensive once again. The substitute, Rory Kelly, getting away from the marker. He has support though, Rory Kelly. Steadying himself for a shot, decided to instead release the pass into the middle. And back it goes out this near side. Picked up then by McGahey. Suggestion maybe the numbers are wrong, perhaps, but we'll wait and see. We're only go what we've been told, that's for sure. And it's picked up by Lee Brennan.
Yeah, he's gone.
Brennan driving through. Lee Brennan opens up for Lee Brennan, steadies himself down for the shot, gets the shot, and it's going to drop short though. And to be fair to Darragh McAninley, he read that danger pretty well and takes the return pass and moves the ball out to the far side. But it was just the crowd was there whenever Brennan went through there.
Another yard. He would put the ball over the bar and maybe put a 4-point lead, which may have been just enough to get them over the line. Now Aireagal have a chance to come back in again, but they're going to need a score here pretty soon.
We're almost into the final 5 minutes of this one. Long probing ball, and it's going to try and cause a few problems in there. The mark couldn't be taken, and Donnelly come out well with it. Kelly too, and well, it will be a free out. And Darragh McQuaid doing well in there. The referee's looking to see how much additional time is going to be, or one of the players leaning over the shoulder. Yeah, a card issued there as well. And tense minutes in this one, that's for sure. And Mark Kavanagh coming back into the fray again as well, coming in to replace Peter Hart.
Yeah, Peter looked as if he got injured a few minutes ago there, so something's not right and he has to go off, and that's Darragh Canavan and Peter Hart gone. That's a big blow to Aireagal, especially going down to the home straight to the last 5 minutes when they need something. Peter was instrumental in bringing them back into the game there in normal time.
Yeah, he shakes the head there. He has done having a word with him there as well. Certainly he's picked up a knock, and to lose two key men like that, it's a big gamble. But Mark Kavanagh knows the stuff too. Back into the fray for the final minutes of this year's Tyrone Senior Football Championship, unless there is late drama, and that's quite possible in the Tyrone Championship. Donnelly driving forward, Daniel Donnelly out that far side, does well. Now it's a case of those experienced players all stepping up to the mark. There's one of them, Richie Donnelly to Lee Brennan, deep inside his own half, trying to just engineer the ball up the park, just to caress it up the field. As O'Donnell goes for it, takes it away from Kieran Quinn, goes to the ground onto the challenge, hitting the back, and well, it will be a free in, and Kieran Quinn will go in the referee's notebook. But it's all about just calming things down now. And you just seen it, the way that pass came across from Lee Brown. There was no pace in it, it was just enough to get it out of there to slow things down.
Yeah, and Lee Brannan's got a free kick now opportunity. He scored one from the quite similar position earlier on, and this would stretch the lead to 4. But like Trí Leac look to be in really good position at the minute, and have, which they didn't do. We talked about is Trí Leac have taken the game here to Aireagal in the second half of extra time. They haven't sat back, they haven't defended overly deep, they've just went at it, and they've got themselves in a position now to push on ahead, and they'll be thinking, could we hope that they close this game out?
We're going to see a veteran, Daniel McDonald, get a run out here as well. Now it's been a few years since he played in a county final, that's for sure, but they're contemplating changes. Daly Tunney's over there as well, about maybe to be drafted back into the fray. But if Lee Brennan can pop this one over with only a couple of minutes to go, you'd nearly say the O'Neill Cup will have red ribbons on it this evening, and that lorry will be back out up to like Main Street. Brennan drives it. That's a super effort, and what a kick from Lee Brennan.
What a kick.
Just a vital kick as the rain lashes down once again, but that could be enough.
Oh, that's a massive kick from Lee Brennan. Puts him into a 4-point lead, 2.5 minutes left. Trí Leac, I don't think they're going to let this slip at this stage, Paddy.
Well, the kick-out's already away down that far side, and Trí Leac are defending it manfully over there. Gray in there taking possession of the ball. Just be careful, of course, Gray. And the free kick taken already. McAnally, a goal required from an Aireagal point of view to give themselves any chance of retaining the O'Neill Cup. But at this stage, it's very much in the hands of Trí Leac. McCann, Kavanagh back to McCann. Kavanagh, left-footed effort, and just dropped this one in, and he drops this one wide. And that's 12 wides they've hit in this contest. Men falling all over the park.
Yeah, there's cramp all over the place here at the moment.
To be fair to Ben McDonald, he's sort of half given the Trí Leac man a hand there with the stretch in his thing. He's sort of holding the paw up and the leg up a wee bit, but those young Trí Leac supporters heading down towards behind the goals away to their left hand side, they're absolutely buzzing. 113 to 12 points. Just the 1 point scored in extra time from Kieran Quinn. Mickey over there, the two Mickeys in discussion. Trí Leac man on the ground.
Next to Aireagal's on the ground there. Something happened.
Will receive some treatment.
Just after that shot.
Sure, Mickey and Martin it was there, not Martin will never forgive me for that. And there Daly Tunney coming back into the fray again for the latter stages of this one. And we're into the last minute. And 4 coming in to replace Stevie O'Donnell. Good performance from Stevie O'Donnell. You'd have to say there's been good performances all over the park today, Paddy.
Yeah, you have to say that I thought Trí Leac had been really, really good. They sat out to the plan, and for most part of the game, their plan worked to a treat. They did have a bad period. They let Aireagal back into the game when they shouldn't have, but they've raised themselves really well in extra in the added time here, and they're full value for the win.
Bit of pushing and shoving going on there, but it's the closing stages now. The finish line is in sight once again as Mark Kavanagh launches this one in, and this time Mark Kavanagh puts it over the bar.
Yeah, good score from Mark. Maybe a little bit. I think he may have been trying to pop that ball into the square. But listen, have a chance. They maybe give one more kick out here. They'll probably play a minute, I'd say, if out of time. Just Trí Leac needs to make sure you don't see the goal.
Sounds easy, Paddy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
11 minutes played. Haven't seen the board up. I'm waiting to see it now over there from the fourth official. And 2 minutes of additional time. 2 minutes of additional time. 2 minutes away from one in the O'Neill Cup for the men from Trí Leac. Fourth official, Cathal McCrory. Greencastle holding the board aloft, making sure everybody in the attendance sees this one. It's Hiller Liller at this stage. High ball in, dangerous ball, and it's collected deep inside their own half. Trí Leac's defence standing firm, and the referee lets the play go on. There's men down all over the shop in these closing stages. Gardaí out this near side, still a bit of running in his feet, that's for sure. Does well. Challenge comes in, and it will be a free, and it's as good as a score really from a Trí Leac point of view, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to slow things down a bit for them too. 45 seconds left. Just need to retain possession of this ball, maybe work it up and put the ball dead, and I would say Cathal forwards be happy to blow the whistle.
There's plenty of running off the ball as well, yeah. Still, and credit to those players because they have given one hell of a shift this evening.
They have been very good, and I see a red card. Yeah,
red card issued there for Pádraig
McGuire, yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's a disappointment to his evening. Lee Brennan, it's a case of holding on to the ball on that far side. Young Donnelly, Daniel Donnelly, fine performance from him this evening. The Trí Leac subs are ready to rattle onto the pitch here. Back with Daly Tunney. Tunney out that far side. It's a case of holding on to the ball. We've played the additional 2 minutes now. It's at Cathal Forbes' behest. Challenge comes in and gives a free kick, and Lee Brennan has possession of the ball. A wee bit of silliness going on there still in these latter stages, but it's all to do with frustration, born out of the fact that they're about to hand over the O'Neill Cup once again. 18 years the last time that someone won back to back, and again that curse seems to remain. It's not easy.
I don't think it's a curse, Paddy. I think it's just the nature of the championship we have.
Yeah, just looking there, two of the calmest men in the park around the whole place, Jody Gormley and Peter McGandy, and another red card issued.
Yeah, just very good. Lost a bit of discipline towards this match here.
And I'm looking to see who it is. Who is way down the far side. We'll follow the play here though in these latter stages. I think it might be Kieran Quinn, maybe. And that is the final whistle, and Cathal Forbes blows the final whistle, and Aireagal Chiaráin have been dethroned It has finished. Trí Leac 113, Aireagal Chiaráin 13 points, and those young supporters. And Matty Donnelly, well, delight for him. It's been a tough year for him. And great to see former manager there, Nigel Senior, there in the mix there too, celebrating these occasions in the latter stages of the championship, still supporting the team. And what a moment for this Trí Leac side.